Hello everybody, Ferrous Creek here, and guess what? We just finished System Shock, and already the time has come for System Shock 2. I was hoping to put this off for a little bit. I know Night Dive Studios are working on an enhanced edition for this, and I was kind of hoping to hold off until then. Who knows, maybe I'll do another playthrough when that comes out. I definitely plan on doing more playthroughs of the first game as well, so in any case, I had another game planned, which I had to change my plans for that, and hopefully I can get to it eventually. I'm not gonna reveal that game at this moment, but yeah, it isn't working for right now, so I decided to just go with this. And it kind of works out because we just finished the first game, so now we'll do the second game. And let us begin. We're gonna do... Honestly, I'm just gonna go with Impossible. It's gonna suck at times, and... oh boy. Hopefully I can get through it, but here we go.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine? In 2072, a rogue artificial intelligence known as Shodan lost her mind. In her limitless imagination, Shodan saw herself as a goddess, destined to inherit the earth. That image was snuffed out by the hacker who created her.
Still around.
February 3rd is the day the magic happens. The Von Braun, the first starship in history capable of traveling at faster than light speed, will undertake her maiden voyage. This incredible journey is the result of teamwork between the UNN Protectorate and the incredible scientific minds at the newly relicensed Tri-Optimum Corporation. Imagine being able to travel to distant star systems in a period of weeks. It's all part of Tri-Op's commitment to the future. The Von Braun is packed with over 1.8 billion flight, scientific, and security systems, nearly all developed by Tri-Optimum and its wholly owned subsidiaries. Providing security for the Von Braun as she plows through the heavens will be the UNN Rickenbacker. At her helm will be no less than Captain William Bedford Diego himself, hero of the Battle of Boston Harbor during the Eastern States Police action. This incredible union of government and corporation is made possible by an intricate series of docking mechanisms that will allow the Rickenbacker to piggyback its way into jump space. Sleek, fast, revolutionary. Who knows what wonders await our crews in the bosom of the cosmos? All we do know is that it's a great day for mankind.
A great day.
Of the UNN Von Braun. We've been hijacked by an unknown force. Ship security has been compromised. Do not allow the ship... Repeat, do not allow the ship to leave under any circumstances. I don't know what we're up against here.
So, kind of interesting. I'm gonna stand here for a moment because it triggers some dialogue if I move. But I want to say the little summary of the first game, and even the very beginning, when Shodan is taunting the hacker, that's really cool because that literally is referencing the first game. You play as the hacker, and then in this game you play as... he is endearingly referred to as Goggles, but I think officially he's called the Soldier. So, Hacker, then Soldier, and I wonder who we're gonna play in System Shock 3.
Welcome to the Ramsey Center UNN recruitment facility. Please watch your step when leaving the train. The grav shafts at the end of the hall will take you to the street-level training and recruitment center. Please proceed to the grav shafts.
Grav shaft. How do you run? Shift is crouch, which
Step into the grav shafts to proceed to the street-level recruitment.
isn't great. I'm going to turn down the audio just a smidge. Let's go about like that. So this is pretty much the only time in a System Shock game where you play on Earth and you can see outside. You can actually see the sky and it not be, in outer space. Happy Noodle. Yum, 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 Happy Noodle. But you can't go in and be happy. No. Not for the soldier. And look at that. Payphones. They made a comeback. Maybe censorship and corporate/governmental oppression don't allow for personal cellular devices. Who knows? So a little secret over here. How do you... Can I not pick this up? Forget how to do it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, make sure to get the basketball. Very important. Not really, but... So, here we have the training. Honestly, I'm going to skip the training. It's pretty basic. I kind of want to just get to the next part.
Before you choose your career, you'll want to learn. If you've completed basic training, you're ready for the advanced. Here's where you make your choice, soldier. Here's where you enlist in one of the 3 branches of the military. Once you decide on your branch of service, there's no going back.
So, to make this extra difficult, I'm going to go OSA. I've never really played around with this. This is going to be very interesting. I'm going to try to focus as much as I can on just being a latent psychic. Year 1.
The OSA welcomes you to Orbital Station Chunlo. Ready yourself to feel the limitations of your mind slipping away. We will guide your path over the next 4 years. The shuttle bays at the center of the station will ferry you to your next stage of growth. When you've chosen, head into the appropriate shuttle bay. Get ready to learn things you've never imagined.
Sounds interesting. Since the time of the first game, plenty of time has passed, so I'm certain both technology and human discovery have advanced. So this is very, very cool. System Shock 1 had a sort of a dynamic difficulty option select at the beginning, the very beginning of a new game. This game introduced RPG elements allowing the player to basically invest points in kind of a skill tree. And so the very beginning, you get to fill out your initial stats by choosing from 3 different areas over 3 years. So basically you get a total of 3 stats, but you have to choose.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Chulun are modulated for your training. You shall spend a year in contemplation of mass, both yours and that of objects, until you can bend them to your intentions.
I think I may go with this one. Seemed pretty good.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Runang await you. A year in meditation on the nature of matter will grant you power over it.
Seems similar to this one. This one had...
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Chulun are modulated for your training. The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Shaoling await you. There you will spend a solitary year focused in a meditation on motion and sound and how they may serve your will.
I'm wrong. I'm actually going to take this one for the cyber affinity. So back in the launch bay, we're taking off to go spend a year. And it gives a little description here. It's pretty cool. Vision posting, Sense Department, Tank 925, NP5, Cyber Empathy. And so, what you get from choosing this one is 2 psi disciplines, or tier 2 psi disciplines, cryokinesis and psychogenic cyber affinity. February 15th, 2112. Your year in the tanks of Shaoling is finished. Your will has grown. Your mind can freeze your foes in their tracks, and you can attune your mind to the inner workings of machines. That's what I wanted. Second tier disciplines are within your grasp. You may now take your skills into the field to pit them against our enemies. You've mastered level 2 psi disciplines, cryokinesis, and psychogenic cyber affinity. Very nice. I love how it kind of thrusts you forward like you're getting kicked out. But basically, we're back. And we get to choose again, so...
Your body has been neglected in your training of your mind. On Io, you will find soldiers who wish to test their endurance. You will surpass their physical prowess without compromising your mental discipline.
Sounds good.
Dr. Chandris Valan's research labs have produced many of this decade's advances in psionic technique. You shall spend a year serving his genius, learning to understand his insights and whims.
No, thank you.
Sifting the thoughts of treachery and disloyalty from the morass of emotion and internal conflict that fill most mundanes can be disquieting. You shall spend a year building the general strength of your mind, while learning how to probe the thoughts of the less capable without losing yourself.
So, a little bit of a tough choice for me. The endurance would help me with this run. But I already said that I'm going to embrace the psychogenic powers, so I'm going to take this one.
Sifting the thoughts of treachery and disloyalty from the morass of emotion.
Oh, these sound effects. Vision posting, telepathic interrogation, and Ingram analysis. +2 psionic ability. 23rd February, 2113. Your time of service at the OSA Central Core has reached its end. Your year was mostly peaceful, with one major exception. The hired assassin tried to disguise her intentions under a layer of quite explicit daydreams, but you were not deceived. Near the end, you felt the presence of her fading thoughts enter your own mind, and then vanish like a clearing mist. Now that is actually kind of... I haven't read all of these, so that's part of the appeal of this whole starting sequence, is there's lore elements that you might not see if you don't go through each different one. But the, what it said about her, the assassin's fading thoughts being available and then slowly, or maybe quickly disappearing, I'm not sure. That reminds me of something that may or may not happen later in the game, but does. And I'll leave it at that.
Many threats to security can only be defeated from inside. Your mind shall be carefully blanked and conditioned with the nature and past of a criminal. Join with the criminal and rebellious, endure their squalor and chaos, and then, when it is time, liquidate them from within.
I think I might choose this one.
In the grand scheme, individuals are no more important than pieces on a game board. Occasionally, it becomes necessary to remove a piece without disturbing the flow of the game. These removals will be done in silence and with complete secrecy. You shall spend a year learning these skills. Acts of political terrorism and corporate coercion disturb corporate and political stability. You shall spend a year battling these chaotic elements, both psionically and by physical force.
I think I may actually go for this one. And just to preface, after I go through this one and kind of read the thing, that will be the end of this initial episode. And we'll continue in the next episode.
Acts of political terrorism and corporate coercion disturb
Okay. Field operations, anti-terrorism. 1 strength, 1 agility, 1 cyber affinity, and psychogenic agility. Now, I'm not sure quite what that is, but I think maybe it allows us to use our psychogenic abilities faster? February 9th, 2114. You are directed to return to Station 7434A. Your year with the OSA Central Core has reached its conclusion. You learned the ways of lifting secrets from the minds of enemies and disarming their devices. Wow, that is... What more do you need if you can do all of this with your mind? But when it came time to act, speed, both naturally and mentally enhanced, was critical. You've gained blah 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 blah. So we'll watch this cutscene and then we'll call it for this one. Thanks as always for watching. What is that? Diego? We know a Diego. Soldier, your application to join the crew of the Rickenbacker has been approved. Report to Shuttle Mayfair at Port San Francisco at 0400 on blah 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 blah. Get ready to become a part of history, soldier.
Shuttle A138. You have clearance for
I didn't butcher
landing
that.
on Von Braun in Shuttle Bay 2. Welcome aboard, soldier.
Hooray! 5 months later, UNN Von Braun near Tau Ceti 5, 67 trillion miles from Earth. Doesn't look good. That's us, by the way. That's the soldier.
Reinitializing memory strings. Restoring patient memory. Restoring.
Years.
Restoring memory.
Steady yourself, soldier. This is Dr. Janice Polito of the computer ops staff of the Von Braun. You're safe for the time being. You're recovering from the effects of surgery and will be unable to remember any of the events of the last few weeks. You're on board the starship Von Braun and something's gone very, very wrong. Some kind of force has hijacked this ship. That's why you volunteered to be implanted with some experimental cybernetic implants. Rely on your cyber interface. It just might save your life. You must find an elevator and come up to Deck 4 to meet me. Deck 4. Can you remember that?
Deck 3.
Keep
Got
your
it.
eyes open. They're after us both now.
And thus begins System Shock 2. Thank y'all for tuning
Watch
in.
out. I'm getting
we'll listen to
strange
this.
readings from that radar dish outside the window. It's become unstable due to... Move! Take cover!
Critical decompression hazard in the cryo recovery suite. Evacuate immediately.
Okay. we will continue our adventure in System Shock 2 in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'll catch y'all next time.